They say you only get one great love in life. Ava, a fellow octogenarian and an old childhood friend, once commenced with her story. I used to believe that too, until the day I lost mine. His name was Thomas. We met when I was 22, married when I was 25, and built a quiet little life that felt like ours and ours alone. He made my coffee every morning, 2 sugars, no milk, and every Sunday he'd write a silly little poem and tuck it in my coat pocket before church. No reason, just because. He died on a Tuesday. No warning, no goodbye, just an early call, a still hospital room, and a world that suddenly felt so much quieter. People came by, of course. They brought casseroles. They said things like, "He lived a good life, and you were lucky to have that kind of love." And they were right. But right doesn't make it easier. The hardest part wasn't the funeral. It was the grocery store. It was realizing I didn't need to buy 2 apples anymore. It was walking past his slippers and not moving them, just in case. It was the way silence had a shape. I thought that was the end of my story, that after love came loss, and then came waiting. Waiting for time to pass, waiting to forget, waiting for the ache to dull. But something happened that surprised me. One afternoon I found one of his old poems, the ones he used to hide in my pockets. It said, "Love is not the end of the road, it's the reason you keep walking." And that line, it undid me. But it also did something else. It gave me permission to live again. I didn't fall in love again, not in the romantic sense, but I did learn to fall in love with living. I started a garden, joined a book club. I traveled alone, something I never did when he was here. And at some point, I'm not sure when, I stopped crying at the sound of his name, and I started smiling instead. Losing him didn't mean I lost myself. It just meant I had to find the version of me that had only ever existed with him and introduce her to the world without him. And you know what? She's strong. She's softer in some ways, harder in others. But she still laughs. She still loves. And every once in a while, when the wind hits just right, I swear I can hear him say, "Keep walking," to anyone who's lost someone, to anyone who feels like love left with them. Please hear this. Love doesn't leave. It changes shape. It hides in your memories, your morning routines, your small joys. It lingers in laughter, in letters, in the way you hold your tea, the way they like theirs. And it whispers, "You're still here." So, keep going. Losing the love of your life doesn't mean your life is over. Sometimes, it's where you finally begin to find yourself. Thanks for watching. If this video gave you something to think about, give it a like. Share it with someone you care about. Until next time, subscribe, listen, remember.